of the 60s. What came with the Beatles? Certain tones, vibrations, trigger words, power of suggestions and influence. Now these things came with the Beatles, and I'm sure exactly what I mean. First I want to cover the first 8 elements of music. Dynamic, instruments, harmony, melody, meter, tempo, rhythm, and timbre. Now if you're in the music industry, you've heard of these things. You know, the harmony, the melody, the tempo. But most people haven't heard of timbre. Here's timbre. Timbre is defined as the harmonic profile of sound quality of a sound source. It's timbre or tone color in music. Certain descriptive words may be used to express the effect of a music tone's timbre or tone color. So what happens is, when you say, oh, when you watch Gladiator and he's doing his battle, that music is enriching in your mind. So if you give it a color, you say that music is like red, you know, for the blood or the battle. Or like here, when they talk about creating certain tones, dark or simple timbres coupled with loud dynamics are encountered by only occasionally in music and affects moods of stark and loneliness. Now this means that certain tones in music come to you and creates a sense of starkness and loneliness. The same timbres coupled with soft dynamics affects moods of mystery and terror. We all seen Freddy Krueger, Jason. I'm not really a horror dude, but name me a horror movie. Anyway, those horror movies have soundtracks behind them right before the murder, right before the kill, to push you on suspense. So what I'm showing you here is I'm showing you what music does. Tones and vibrations. You have key signatures, tone center, and ear control. What are key signatures? Key signatures are the tones at the beginning of the music. And what happens is your ear is listening out for that sound to come back around again. It's almost like a loop or the bass line. If I go doom 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 doom, you see how that doom doom doom, right? That's key signatures. Tonal centers is created by that. Tonal centers. So it's almost like a circle. And so if you got a center, you can implement wording. I can implement some type of influence. I can implement the starkness, the moodness, the loneliness inside of that. And then I'll have total ear control. You feel me? Ear control through music. Trigger words. These are the words that can go inside that tone center. For example, that came with the Beatles. According to the book, rock, cool, teenager, discovered, and hidden drug references all came with the Beatles, because you would go to a rock concert, discover drugs, and you was cool with a bunch of other teenagers. These things came with the Beatles. They weren't popular until the Beatles came out. Here's one of the most popular, a couple of their popular songs. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And then you also have Yellow Submarines. Now I'm going to ask you, K-So. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, what do you see here?
4 men dressed up as pirates.
In the wording, tell me what you see.
A star.
You see a star.
And diamond.
And diamonds.
Yes.
What if I do it like that? LSD. Do you know what LSD is?
Yes, a drug.
The submarine simplifies downers. Because what does submarine do? They're down. Okay, this is the drug references in certain music and popular music. Now I'm going to touch on our music. This guy here, for example, Jay-Z, he's made millions upon millions off of drug references. Hip-hop. What all came with hip-hop? Let's say, for example, hip-hop started in the early 70s, got popular in the 80s. What else came along in that same time period? People on cocaine, they started freebasing, and eventually turned into crack. And now we're in the era where everybody's talking about what? Crack, drugs, money, women, and cars. And here's some trigger words that came along with hip hop: game, dope, paper, things, keys, bustin', culture, murder and drugs is the real culture, is what they're talking about. They're not talking about the real culture of H. Kemet or the Moorish culture. They're talking about this culture here made by Europeans. Buildings that cost millions of dollars, that's bonded by a piece of paper, is how you build skyscrapers. They don't just walk in and build them, they have to be bonded. All this is fake. This isn't real. This isn't teaching you about anything. But inside of these buildings, these guys are coming up with these things, and we go out and we implement it. Now what I just showed you goes back to the first thing about what I'm going to show you, about duplication. See, because like melanin, this European can't do like this. He has to stay the course. He cannot change. The power of suggestion is coming with our music, so-called our music. Drugs, material gain, disrespect, a prison mentality, rebel for no cause, immaturity, follow me, over-sexual, loose morals, care less, and individuality. These are all things that's been pumped through the radio stations, BET, VH1, MTV, all owned by Viacom. You understand? There's nothing out there that truly represents the people as a whole. Only a small minority of people are being represented. I manage a label, an artist, and one thing I would tell them, I say, well, there's only 10 people on the countdown, but we got 50,000 people every day want to break into the music industry. Are you better than Eminem? Are you better than Jay-Z? You understand? Think about it. They take these same people, they won't bring anybody else in. They take these same people and keep putting them right back out. Why did Jay-Z do better than LL Cool J? Cool J stuck doing festivals now. He can't even drop a record. You know? Why 50 Cent got so big? The only one that's left out there that's really old school is Fat Joe. Think about it. Go all the way back to the early 90s. Back with Jay-Z, before Jay-Z, Fat Joe, when he was really fat. And the only reason Fat Joe's remained popular is because of what he's talking about now. If you ain't talking money, you ain't saying nothing. That's the song I got now. What's the ultimate thing? If I can get this, I can get that. If I can get this, I can get that. Hell, if I got these, I can definitely get that, and that. But what is all this worth? What is all of this worth? Absolutely nothing. It's worth nothing if you don't have a sense of consciousness behind yourself.